Machine Gun Kelly is going to be coming in the studio in about 30 seconds. He is from here, or at least has lived here for the past few years at least.
Since high school.
Yeah. And was just signed to a big record deal. I know our program director, Bomo, is... Bomo, I've never seen anything like this. Bo gets in his head, whether it be an artist or a comedian or something, he really gets on.
Oh, he swings on nuts.
Oh my God.
A lot of artists.
Does. Like, that comedian, I forget the one guy
Pope?
from here.
Mike,
right. And, Bomo is a big Machine Gun Kelly fan.
Huge, yeah.
And so I'm gonna have him come in the studio here and in fact, let's bring him in right now. You might have seen him in the news. Hey,
what's up, man?
Oh, what's going on, my man? How are you, buddy? Here we go. Machine Gun Kelly is here. You're a lot taller than I thought. How tall are you, man?
Good, safe 6'3".
6'3", but you what do you weigh? You only weigh like 180 or so.
Hot 160.
Well, good morning. How are you, my man?
I'm
doing
really
good?
Yeah, it's my first cup of coffee I've ever tried. It's
ever?
Yeah, it's. I was just like, it's a cool thing to do. I'm never up this early.
You're gonna be running to the bathroom in about 20 minutes if that's the first cup of coffee
well,
you ever
actually,
had.
I have the smallest bladder in the world, so I actually already have to go to the bathroom now.
Oh, so. I think you're gonna be taking a crap. I don't drink coffee, and I hear it gives you. Doesn't it give you diarrhea or something?
Well, every morning you drink it. Usually it makes you have to go.
Same guys 10 minutes. Yeah.
Are we talking like solid, or are we talking some bubble guts?
I think it's yeah. I don't think it's solid.
Yeah.
No, I think you're gonna be.
Bubble guts aren't hot.
So you just got a record deal.
Yeah.
Now that's a big deal, man. I mean, there are so many people that try, rappers, rock bands, whoever, that tried to get a record deal. Only not even 1%. You're talking about 1/100th% of people actually ever get a record deal. How did it all come about?
Well, I think it's cool about our record deal is that we got it by staying here. You know, we didn't have to like leave or branch out or anything like that. You know, they
moved to Los Angeles.
Yeah,
everyone tries to
know how these guys roll. So
right.
that's kind of, I think that's why we have such a great fan base home. And then plus I just never leave here.
Did they look at that and they go, oh, this guy's actually moving some records in Cleveland?
Yeah, so I think they were more interested in the people and the fans of how crazy everyone is here rather than me. So it was more about how crazy the fans were and stuff. And when we saw at the House of Blues and all that other stuff, that was really cool.
So did you go then? You signed to P. Diddy's record label
and Interscope too. So it was Puff and Jimmy at the same time.
So do you meet them? You sit down with them? Whatever they throw a big contract. They go, here you go, here it is.
I actually had a bidding war between all the major labels, so between the Jive, Def Jam, Universal Republic, Universal Motown, yada.
Yeah.
And Puff was actually late to it. What's crazy is I actually got in a car accident on the way to. We pulled over. We went to go meet with all the labels, and Bad Boy and Interscope hadn't reached out yet. And I kept wondering. I was like, why has Interscope not reached out to us? And all these other labels. And we were on the way to New York. We pulled over on the highway because I don't have a license, so I pulled over and I was like, I don't want to drive in the city without a license, so we're just gonna switch seats, because my friend had a license, and we pulled in the emergency lane, and we ended up getting hit by a car going 70 miles an hour, and we were just parked still.
Oh wow!
And needless to say, the car was totaled. It was some Russian guy who found a way to blame me for the whole thing.
Sure.
We're still dealing with the lawsuit to this day.
Now that lawsuits are gonna be coming out of your ass.
Oh my God!
I mean, they really are.
I almost got Tupac the other day, like straight up sexual harassment style. It was one of those issues. I was in Chicago. I refused to have sex with this one girl.
Yeah.
I was just like, you got to get out. I was nice about it. I was like, it's just not going to happen. And,
that happens to me all the time.
And she was.
I had to get these bitches away from me. They're like, Rover, I want you. Please sleep with me. And I go, look, come on. Take a number, bitch. I have exactly the same problem. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
So wait, what are you at, a hotel room or something?
Yeah, I'm at a hotel room. It's been a lot of consumption going on.
Sure.
Also, another thing, and it was a really bad trip.
So you're smoking weed?
And some other things, and it was just a bad combo. Strangers and
drugs and alcohol don't mix.
Strangers, drugs, and alcohol don't mix very well. And then, this girl was just weird. She kept knocking, and my whole mission was I just want to puke on myself.
Yeah.
And I recorded the whole thing on video, so it's all on video. And I'm just go away, I'm trying to puke, leave me alone. And she's like, I just want to be there with you. I'm like, wow, that's really creepy, so I end up hearing a guy's voice. I get up to the peephole, I'm like, who is that? And she's like, a witness. And I was like, for what? She was like, for you treating me badly. I was like, oh
boy.
beep.
Yeah.
Man, it was the worst.
I'm telling you, you're going to have a lot of stuff like that, that flash mob thing you did at the shopping mall, which hit the news a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was the most publicity we ever got.
I looked at that, I go, this guy, he's gonna get sued over, not over this, but something will happen in the future. You'll learn that any time that you congregate a bunch of people, there's gonna be lawsuits, someone's gonna break their ankle, and then they're gonna say, I couldn't work, and Machine Gun Kelly, he organized this, now you have to pay me $200,000, and hopefully you're successful enough that you'll be able to do that.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of these guys, like NBA players and stuff, I mean, they're shelling out like 3/4 of their paycheck just in lawsuits and child support payments and stuff.
Yeah.
I joined the child support club last week.
So you get in, are you paying child support now?
Yes.
Oh, that's no good.
It's not good.
You, all right, I want to talk about that in a second, but wait a second. So you're on your way to this record label signing. You pull over, and the car gets smashed. Some Russian dude smashes into the back of your car. So then do you make it to these?
So I was like, we just got to make it happen anyway. We ended up going there. None of us really got hurt, which was really weird. And we got there. So, we talked to all the labels. This was kind of like on the winding down side of it all. Then all of a sudden I get a text, from Ashley, and she was like, Ashley's my manager. She was like, you're not going to lose. He's going to call your phone in 30 seconds. And I was like, who? She was like, Diddy. And I was like, no, he's not. And so he calls my phone. And I was on a lot of Vicodin because we just got to the accident, and we still went to the hospital because we were all like messed up, and they gave us Vicodin and stuff like that. And then
I'm catching a drug theme with Machine Gun.
No.
I was in Chicago and I'm doing that, and then I'm on Vicodin.
So Puff calls and I'm like out of it. I'm like, I was the worst talking I think I've ever done in my life.
He probably had respect for that. He probably thought you were so like lax about it. Like, man, here I am, I'm Puff Daddy calling this guy, and this guy's just like,
talking
whatever.
Slow, laid back. It's really high as a kite.
Well, what's funny is like we were like after the call, we were like, it's definitely not going down. He was like, I'm gonna fly you out, and this and this, and we were like, all of us in the team, we were laughing like, we're not gonna do that, we're not gonna go that route. And then he ended up bringing me to Vegas for New Year's Eve. We got stuck in the elevator for 15 minutes together. It was us. Akon's brother, Boo, Cassie, who else? Dallas Austin. There was some other famous people, but we were on this elevator, right? And like, it got stuck, and we were there for 15 minutes. And the thing is, we pressed the call button for the hotel, but all they heard was, they're like, can we help you? And everyone started screaming at once. So I think they thought we were just a bunch of drunk douchebags on the elevator just messing around.
Right.
And so no one came for us. And so like, so this is my first time really around Puff, and like, I'm claustrophobic. I went to juvenile hall when I was like 14, 15. Ever since then, I was like, I'm never getting caught in a small space again. And but I'm like, I can't panic and look like a
big pussy.
Yeah, I can't look like a puss in front of these guys. So like, I start containing myself, but Cassie starts freaking out. She's standing right next to me. So she's like, she starts like hyperventilating, and then I ended up breaking out. I'm like, someone lift me up. I'm going to kick the elevator roof off. We're going to get us out. Like, I was spazzing. And Puff was so drunk, he thought the whole thing was hilarious. Then we all started getting short of breath around like the 10-minute mark. Then, somehow we pushed the elevator doors open and we were halfway in between floors.
Oh, like in Die Hard, yeah.
Yeah, so it was sketchy. And then we got stuck in the elevator after the Young Jeezy show in the House of Blues. Then I got stuck in an elevator in Oakland. Then I got stuck in an elevator in Mayfield. So it was just like, man.
I know who I'm not leaving the building with today.
In an elevator.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. Never get in an elevator with him. So now you've had this bonding experience with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to sign you to my record label.
Well, he's right now he's at the point where he's like convincing me all the other labels are not where my move is. And I'm like, man, they're where my move is for sure.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Iovine, then I go to his house one time, right? And then he's like, I have to meet somebody. Why don't you just come meet with somebody with me? So we go to this hotel room, and a guy turns around his chair, and it's Jimmy Iovine, and I'm like starstruck. I'm like, it's like the biggest mogul in music, and so I start freaking out. And again, with the stupidest, with the stupid talking, he makes this whole speech, with the whole, Dr. Dre, John Lennon, Tupac, Eminem, Lady Gaga, all these great people, and he, tells a story about all those guys. And the first thing I say to him, I'll never forget this, everyone was just like, man, what are you thinking? The first thing I said to him was like, yeah, that's cool, but, my Beats by Dre headphones, I lost the cord. Do you have a cord?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that's what everyone said. They were like, the only thing I'm thinking is like, I just bought a pair of $200 Beat headphones. You know, I want, and you made them. Do you happen to have a cord?
Fix them.
Yeah. So like he just told this whole thing about, he's a legend. He's telling me he's a legend. I mean, most people would be like, wow, that's so amazing. Yeah, the only thing I was like, yeah, what's up with the headphones?
You're worried about the cord.
Yeah. And he went in the back of wherever his hotel was, and he came out with a brand new pair of Beats headphones.
Wow.
And so to this day, I am laced with headphones.
And guess what? They're gonna in this contract, you didn't read the fine print. They're actually gonna charge you back for that pair of headphones.
Yeah.
$200.
So then Jim again, I'm with Puff again, and Jimmy walks in the room again, and they trap me this time, and they're like, "You're not leaving unless you come to LA." And so we were literally trapped like no other way. So this one I got in that video, my signing and stuff. You see me getting like a private jet. I was to my first private jet to go get a record deal. That was the jet, and I mean that was my first and last time on a private jet. But
that's a pretty incredible story though for a guy who is how old are you now?
I'm 21 now.
21.
Yeah.
21 years old with no license. Why don't you have a license?
I do have a license. I forgot why I didn't have a license at that time.
You get it suspended or something? Or?
What? No? Yeah, no.
No. Yeah. So now do you have a license?
Yeah, I have a license.
Now you're a licensed
driver. Oh my God! Can you please look at this picture? Can you look at my license picture?
Why? What do you look like a goon or something in this picture?
Well, I mean, just look at my fat lip and everything else going on in the picture.
Let me see this. Let me look at the.
What do you think when you look at that?
Well, it looks like you got punched in the mouth a little bit, but and your hair looks a little crazy too, but
it was a wild night.
Machine Gun Kelly is here with us. He just got signed to a record deal maybe about a month and a half ago or so. He's 21 years old. He's a white guy who's a rapper, which everyone must compare you to Eminem because of that, right? I mean, there aren't too many white rappers running around.
Yeah. Eminem's a legend, so I'll take that.
Yeah, no kidding. People would always say, they go, Rover, you're just trying to be like Howard Stern. I go, oh, well, okay, if that's going to make me $100 million a year,
yeah, dude,
I'll take it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can compare me to that if that's what you want to do. Where'd you grew up all over the place?
Yeah.
You were born in Egypt?
I moved to Egypt 2 weeks after I was born. I was born in Houston, Texas. I moved to Egypt.
Why did you move to Egypt?
You know what? I had no clue, man. My family was weird. I think my dad he had a bunch of jobs. So like he would do one job, get fired from there, do another job, and we would just kind of move like.
So you moved to Egypt. You're over there for a few years.
4 years. Yeah.
You learn Arabic before you even speak English.
Yeah.
Can you still speak Arabic?
No. My best friend actually worked at a corner store on 131st and Harvard, so he speaks Arabic perfect.
And you then come back to the United States. He's lived in every city that I've lived in: Chicago, Los Angeles, Denver, and Cleveland.
Look at that.
I've lived in all of those cities.
Yeah, I moved here when I was like 14.
You moved here when you're 14.
Yes.
Your parents, what did your parents do? You said your dad had a lot of jobs. What did they do?
Well, I haven't talked to my mom since I was 9.
Why not?
It was just because she's a whore.
Really? A literal whore? I mean,
oh yeah. She left us for like her college professor, so you can't really get much more whores than that.
No kidding. So she leaves your dad. They were married? They ended up getting a divorce?
Man,
or were they never
married? Is because she did it in a suckerish way. Like we ended up moving. We were going to become missionaries in Senegal, right, when I was 9 years old. So we had this house.
Are they religious then?
My dad is super religious.
Yeah.
So
what religion is
just Christian, but he he built churches. I don't know, he's like really into that stuff.
Right.
And so we're packing our stuff up. We sell our house. We move all of our furniture into my mom's like warehouse because they have like a farm in Minnesota. And right when we moved the last of our stuff into the warehouse, my mom comes up. She's like, I want a divorce.
Right at the end of it.
Right at the end. So like me and my dad have no house, so we ended up going. I shared a bed with my father until I was in like 7th or 8th grade in my aunt's basement. So it's just she just took a lot of my childhood away from me because I couldn't have sleepovers, because like we want to share a bed with my dad,
Right.
Yeah. What's up, dude? Come
hang out with my dad.
Yeah, man, we got an extra space.
So you haven't talked to her since you were 9 years old?
Well, I talked to her since when I had the Apollo stint. I don't know if you know, I was like the first rapper to win the Apollo in New York, and she ended up showing up at one of those, and I was like,
oh man, that's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, it was
right?
what's so weird? The Swiss guy was like, you remember this, Ash? Like the Swiss guy was like, Like, I was just like a great show. Like I was just, or I don't know if that's a Swiss accent, whatever accent it is. It's like, and, I was like, I just saw your mom in line or whatever. I'm like, no, you didn't. And so
And he really did.
Oh, dude, there she was, like creepily standing there, like.
Now, do you think you could ever forgive your mother? Sometimes when you're 9 years old, something like that happens, and it's tough to see some of the things that could motivate your mother to make those decisions.
I agree, man. Like, my dad, at the end of my day, my dad's is like a hard guy to deal with too. I haven't spoken with him in like a year.
Yeah, I mean, think about this for a minute. Here's your mom. She's married to this guy, and he goes, we're going to move to Senegal. Be missionaries.
Yeah.
I'll bet a lot of women would probably divorce him too. They go, hey, that doesn't sound too good, moving to Senegal. I don't want to try that.
Yeah.
So maybe someday you could patch things up with your mother sometime in the future.
Yeah.
I never knew my father. I had a single mother and never knew my father. He actually ended up dying in prison. And people would ask me, does that bother you? And the answer was no, because I never knew my father from the time that I was born. I never knew him. You actually knew your mother though,
right,
until you were 9 years old. So it's a little bit different. And I'm guessing that it probably affects you, that you have almost like a feeling of abandonment from her.
Yeah, I think like me and women is, I just have like a grudge from that period. And like the girl I lost my virginity to, like me and her lost our virginity together. And like after that happened, like I went to visit her, and like I walked in on her like sleeping with another dude.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like my luck with girls just sucks.
Well, that kind of stuff will affect you, and I'm not trying to get too deep here or anything, Machine Gun Kelly.
That's what she said.
That kind of stuff will have a lasting effect on your relationships for the rest of your life. Every guy has been heartbroken by a chick, like that first heartbreak, right?
You get burned by her, yeah. You always think back.
And you will never, ever, at least for me, I had nothing as dramatic as that, walking in on a girl banging some other guy, but you will never let that go, and you will never, because of that, you'll never open yourself up fully to another girl for as long as you live. Yeah. Because of that and your mother. So now, pretty much what I'm saying is Machine Gun Kelly is mentally screwed up for the rest of his life.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
But your dad, so you get along with him or no?
No, oh, God, no.
No? What happened with that?
It's,
he doesn't like all these tattoos that you have.
Well,
he probably doesn't like
tattoos when I was 19. I've had tattoos since I was 14, so I went 5 years with hiding that from my dad. So I was kind of like, I'm done hiding.
And he's Mr. Religious, so he probably doesn't like the whole rap thing, I'm guessing.
No.
He doesn't like anything about anything that you're doing, does he?
No.
But do you still talk to him at all?
No, he lives in Africa, and he's actually a missionary. So,
so he actually now lives in Africa,
so
and he's over there building huts or whatever.
Yeah.
Does he have any idea what's going on with you over here?
I told him I got a record deal, and the only thing he said, he was like, can you get your aunt a car or something? I don't know, that's like whatever it was, like that.
He wants you to help out your aunt who has helped you out or something throughout your life, and get a car for her and take care of her. Yeah. You said you started paying child support the other week.
Oh God, yeah.
What happened? First of all, you're 21 years old.
Yeah.
How old? What do you have? A son or a daughter?
Daughter.
You have a daughter. How old?
2.
2 years old. So you knocked a girl up. You're 19 years old.
18,
18 at the time,
18.
right? You knocked her up at the age of 18. See, that's what happens to these religious. Do they believe in abstinence? They don't teach you about the rubbers.
Oh God, you know what's crazy about that? Like I showed up on the doorstep with my actual daughter to my dad, and I was like, what's up, guy? I got a daughter.
He must have been pissed.
The word he would use would be livid.
So
he was livid.
So you're 18 years old. You knock a girl up.
Yeah.
This isn't the girl who you lost your virginity to, or anything.
No. She was the girl who like held me down though. She would let me like crash in her dorm when I was like when my dad kicked me out and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you knocked this girl up
on an elevator.
On an elevator.
That was the last time we had sex.
I'm telling you, he's got a whole thing with elevators too. Drugs and elevators. I'm catching a theme here with Machine Gun Kelly. So you who watches after this daughter? She does, or you do sometimes?
Every time I'm home, I'm always with her.
Yeah.
And so she's really cool. She's wild. She's super wild. Is this me or does this coffee just really hype you up?
No, it's the coffee. It's the first one, yeah.
Think about this. Think about the first time. Do you remember when you were a little kid and you smoked a cigarette for the first time?
No, I was never into cigarettes.
You never smoked cigarettes?
Never.
I never really smoked cigarettes either, but I can remember, like, you'd try and fit in, be cool or whatever. You'd smoke a cigarette and you'd go,
all lightheaded.
Oh, my God.
It's almost high.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous. Like that first cigarette that you smoke, how that will do you.
What's the douchebag word for cigarette? SIGs.
SIGs? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
You would know.
Wow, look at this guy.
So now you're paying child support. I'll bet this girl who you knocked up. Now, what's your relationship with her? Is it a good relationship?
Yeah, we're cool, man. But it's just. I mean, like I put myself. I volunteered to do it just so like the court doesn't have to come after me and stuff. Like.
Because she's probably happy you got this record.
She just found out like a week ago.
She just found out? Yeah. What, is she living under a rock?
I was not trying to tell her. So.
Yeah, because you don't want her to come after you for any sort of money or whatever. Now, did you learn your lesson that now you have to wrap it up now?
I always wrap it up. You know what's I don't even know how that happened because I'm like the king of condoms, but whatever.
Yeah. Because girls are going to be coming out of the woodwork now. The bigger that you get, they're actually going to try to get knocked up. They're going to time out what concert of Machine Gun Kelly's they go to as to when they're ovulating so that they can try and get knocked up by you, and then they'll be attached to you for life, and you'll be paying for the rest of your life.
That's whack.
So you don't have any, your parents, you have no, contact with them really. So do you have any family whatsoever?
Yeah, I got these guys and like my friends and stuff.
So you're friends basically.
Yeah. And I live at Ashley's mom's house, so like she's like my mom.
Ashley's mom's house. Who's that's your manager. Yeah. Ashley is your manager. Yeah. So you live at her mom's house.
Yeah, she took me in like a year or two ago. So that was cool.
So this Ashley is your manager. How do you know her?
Well, she was at a conference and like there were all these record label A&Rs were, and like I ended up staying on a chair doing this whole wild thing just to get their attention. And I got Ashley. I mean, like I saw Ashley and like the white girl, blonde hair. I'm like, she must be a record label A&R. Yeah. She wasn't, but.
So you're like, she looks like a manager or something.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Here, you be my manager. Yeah. Now, does she have experience? Because you remember, like LeBron James, he's turned out all right for him, I suppose. But LeBron James had all of his friends that were his managers who really had no experience being managers. Well, and he made some pretty stupid decisions.
Oh, God, what an idiot. Yeah.
You're not going to do that, are you?
No, hell no.
All right, so you got some people around you that are smart.
Yeah, very.
And things seem to be going good with you so far, with the career and everything. When does her first record come out?
The first one, we just actually shot like the first music video for this first single. Was super cool.
Where do you shoot this? L.A., New York, here?
Well, we had to shoot in L.A. because that was the only place we could shut down the correctional facility.
Yeah.
So like they shut down a whole correctional facility for us, and we did like a really cool music video to it. And it features a guy from Cleveland on it, and the singer from the kick drum.
That's pretty wild. I wonder how much money the budget for something like that is. Do you have any idea how much?
No, we tried to figure out, but it was crazy, man.
Isn't that wild that you're doing something? Here you are, you're probably making like homemade videos and stuff for the past couple of years.
Heck yeah.
And now some guys, they're paying probably $500,000 to make a music video or something, and you're starring in that.
Yeah, I just hope it does what it's supposed to do, man. That's all I hope.
So you did this flash mob thing about a month or two ago.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of people criticize you for that.
Yeah, man. How stupid is that?
What'd you do? So you go on Twitter and you say, come to this mall.
Yeah.
And what was the goal of, what were you going to do?
Oh, I just want to see everybody. We got the deal, and, a lot of people, I just want to show them I didn't change. I'm still the same, fun, wild kid. And then, I was like, let's just get together and do that. I mean, I always do funny stuff, as far as that goes. That's why, I'll get naked at my show. Not fully, but, I strip down my last song at every show I do is What's My Age Again by Blink-182.
Yeah.
And I always do, a tribute to them. Those are my favorite band. I always just strip down on my boxers and, have fun. So it's why would I do that? And it's just, to show that I'm different and to show that it's okay to have fun again. And we did the same thing with that. And then, all these parents took a bunch of kids, lace up shirts and were you can't wear this. And, I'm like, dude, shut up.
Really, parents were saying that you're a bad influence on their kids.
What?
So you get arrested. You get arrested at this thing because why'd you get arrested?
They were liars about that. They were like, we told them not to stand on the table. Watch the video. Does it look like anyone talked to me from the JCPenney entrance to me standing on the table? No one took me aside.
So they didn't tell you not to get on the table. So you started to get on a table or whatever to address the crowd.
Yeah.
And they grab you, and I did watch that video.
They beat us.
You want to know what well, come on. They didn't ride the King style.
No, they didn't ride. Oh my God. But did you see they
roughed you up a little bit. Yeah. Well, they're cops. I mean, they have to. I mean, when they're arresting someone, they usually rough someone up.
They ask for pictures afterwards.
Let me tell you something. I saw this, and they're pushing you up against this railing. I thought you were about ready to tumble over from the second floor of this mall about 30 feet down to the ground floor. Did you see that, dude?
Yeah.
Did you see that video?
Mm-hmm.
You could have tumbled right over that thing, man.
There was a whole floor of people down, so it would just been a crowd surf.
Oh, yeah. Now, that would have been an epic YouTube video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what happened with that? You had to pay a fine? They let you out of jail?
Yeah, they let us out the same day because the CEO there was like a fan and stuff.
Yeah.
So they just were like, man, whatever, just give him a citation.
Being a 21-year-old white rapper, how did black people respond to you being a rapper? I mean, were you embraced? Was there skepticism from black guys?
Not really, just because that was my original fan base here. Like, I started out in the inner city as far as, like my whole fan base. And where I worked at was always in the inner city. I was like a carboy at Dave's Supermarket. Then I worked at the Airbus shop in Tower City. So it's kind of, everyone had always knew me for like dancing and rapping anyway. So everyone's kind of like, oh my God, he actually did something in his life.
So they actually embraced you.
Yes, it's like, they'll have like barbershop stories about me. Like everyone was like, like they all saw me come up from like having like Backstreet Boy bangs and all that. They like, big baggy t-shirts. So they all watched me come up. So that was kind of cool. So
anyone ever try and mess with you?
Oh yeah, I got jumped, robbed all the time.
Did you really?
Yeah, my first time in a strip club, I was like 17. I got robbed and jumped like 8 guys. So it was kind of.
How many fights you been in? A lot?
I don't know if I'll go over 20, but maybe like a little around 20.
Did you always grow up in rough neighborhoods, or?
After I was like 10 and up, yeah, I guess.
So you were always in rough neighborhoods, pretty much.
Not too rough, I guess. I mean, I was always mixed, I was always just fair. I'd always put myself in those positions, though. I'd like after I got off
when
work.
You were walking down the street, were they like, "Hey, Whitey," and just beat you, or what? I mean, did you live in predominantly black areas most of the time?
The schools were predominantly black. I went to, like even Shaker, and Shaker's supposed to be a night, that's predominantly black school, so it's like, I mean, a lot of people. But at the end of the day, I put myself in dumb positions. Like I'll be taking like the 19. I take like the 19 bus up to Miles on 146, walk over to Kane, and just to go to the studio, and this would be like 11 o'clock at night. So like I got jumped over there.
So you were almost asking, basically.
Yeah,
they would have jumped you if you were a skinny black guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Would have jumped you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they
and at the end of the day, it's karma from all the stupid things I did back in the day. So it's just.
What did you do back in the day? Did you go jump people and stuff?
Yeah, because I was like a loudmouth and I always had like a big posse around me. So I thought I was like, I'm like the skinny. I'm not meant to be a fighter. So I'd just be like do all that. The talking just because I knew my boys would jump in. So I was just like that whack kid when I was like 13, 14.
Yeah, I was kind of like that too. I always had a big mouth.
Yeah, man.
I would surround myself with guys like Dieter size,
God, dude, Dieter, you are I'm not trying to get punched in the face by you, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
So I would surround myself like guys like that, and then I would have the biggest mouth out of the group. And I would, I don't know if I would instigate things, but I certainly would if someone ever confronted me. I was very quick to, actually even still, even if I'm not surrounded by big guys, my big mouth does get me in trouble. It's hard for me to back down from anything. If someone starts something with me, I can't just walk away. Even if I think I'm going to get my ass beat, it's like, it's a pride thing or something, I suppose. So you used to start fights with people.
Yeah.
So what are you going to,
full circle.
where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
I'd probably stop rapping in 10 years, I don't want to.
Why are you going to stop rapping in 10 years?
Cause, I'm not really trying to do a Lil Wayne thing and just do like a lot of rap. It's just like, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, like we've heard you so many times, like, I'm not trying to be that guy where you're just like, dude, okay.
He's on every song.
Oh my God.
Collaborating.
Yeah. So it's like.
So this is a smart move by Machine Gun Kelly. He's already starting a feud with Lil Wayne now. I like the way that this is
good move.
Good PR.
No,
right?
I like them. Actually, I'm actually friends with him. I'm actually really good friends with his manager Cortez, and I'm cool with all those guys. I'm just saying, like, that's not the move I would do. I mean, it worked for him.
Yeah, but you know what's difficult is when people want to keep paying you money. And they keep coming to you and they go, do this, do this, do this.
I'm so far from that money thing, man.
I know you are right now. Right now. Talk to me in 10 years.
But I'm saying, like, I'm 21 years old. I made $1 million by the time I was 21, and I'm still living in my manager's mom's house. So it's like, money is so, like, not what I'm on right now.
What'd they do? How does this work when you get a record deal? Do they cut you a check right off the bat, or how does this all work?
You know what, dude, I honestly, how many months did it take me to look at my bank account after the record deal? A long time. It took a long time. Like, after the record deal, I never looked at my bank account.
Really?
Cause I'm just scared of that stuff, man. Like, money, it's so foul, I just see how it breaks everybody else up and stuff like that. And like, at the end of the day, it came into my name, so it's not like, I mean, like, they signed my whole camp, but, you know, like, the advance comes into my name and stuff like that, and, you know, that's something you don't want to, I mean, I grew up with the guys that are with me, you know, it's kind of like, you don't want them to look at you funny, because you know, so it's kind of like, until we're all on, man, I'm not really going to be about the money.
So you're not driving around in a Ferrari
No,
today,
I don't have a car.
Yeah.
Jeep just gave me a Jeep, free Jeep.
Well, but the other piece of advice I would give you is that you don't want to look at your bank account and everything. I don't like doing that either, but you have to make sure people aren't taking advantage of you.
That's what I'm starting. That's what I'm starting to do now. And, but you know, it's all about being fun, man. Like, I think like just like the other night I was at camp with Mike Posner, like, you know, I didn't have a hotel room, so I went crashed on like a fan's couch, and they made me like angel hair pasta at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that's a good story for them.
Yeah,
After you make it big, they're going to go, I made angel hair pasta for Machine Gun Kelly. So in 10 years, you see yourself what, producing, or what do you do? Or retired on the beach someplace?
No, I really want to do I really want to land like two really distinct movie roles if I can, and like we've already worked on that. So.
No kidding.
Yeah, so
so you want to be an actor?
Yeah, but not like I don't want to overflood that either. I have like a distinct image. You don't have a lot of tattoos, stuff like that. You can't really cover that up. You can't really overuse that either.
You covered it up for 5 years from your dad.
Yeah, right. I mean, if I had a dream role, it'd be like a Requiem for a Dream type role or something like that, or like, you know, so a role that's like, so like, you know, when Eminem did, I hate to use that example, when Eminem did 8 Mile, like he doesn't have to do any acting again. Cause
that was just him. That's his story. Right.
Yeah, that was like the perfect role.
So you want to do is that something you want to do? You want to do something that you don't have to, I mean, that's basically your life? That's the first project or something?
We're producing a documentary on myself, and I'm going to see if I can get Martin Scorsese to do it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man. The man.
That would that would be cool.
So I just want to get my clout up a little bit more before I even make that. I'll reach that. But, you know, we put together a big plan for that. And as far as, 10 years, man, if I could just go down in history as a Ohio legend, that's all I want.
I'll take a couple phone calls from Machine Gun Kelly. 1-866-YO-ROVER. That's 1-866-967-6837. I'll let you talk to Machine Gun Kelly real quick before we let him go. You, Requiem for a Dream, all about drugs.
Drug theme again.
Back to the drug theme. So what do you do? What kind of drugs are you into?
I just staplers.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you can be honest.
No,
what do you smoke weed, right? I mean, do you smoke a lot of weed or just every now and then?
It's around us a lot.
You
every day?
Around a lot.
Yeah.
So you smoke weed every day. You drink?
Say it in the Nate Dogg voice.
Well, all right. Here, wait, hang on.
Smoke weed every day.
What about alcohol? How often do you drink?
Oh, man.
Is that your manager telling you not to say anything?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah, alcohol.
He's keeping it real. Authentic, as Governor Rick Perry said when he's running for president. He's keeping it authentic.
Were you guys at Barley House the other day?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Did you guys hear about it? I mean,
what
the
happened?
only reason I asked is because I didn't even know I was there.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I hosted the Naughty Girls Schoolgirl party.
Oh, I didn't know that. Were you there or you weren't there?
No, I was there. I wasn't there, like, mentally.
But you were there physically.
Yeah.
So how often are you drinking?
Every day.
Every single day you drink.
Yeah.
And now, honestly, a serious question. Can you keep up creativity and actually do a lot of work when you're drinking and smoking that much weed?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't do anything that takes away from my craft, you know, like, so I won't smoke before my shows or anything like that. I'll get drunk before my shows for sure. But.
Yeah, so you get drunk before the shows. Mm-hmm. Then after the show, then you'll smoke some weed.
It just really depends on the environment. My biggest, the biggest question I hate from fans is like, yeah, let's smoke a blunt together, man. Like, it's like, that's all you have to talk to me about.
It's just weed, and that's the
that's the only conversation. Because like my raps are honestly not really about that. My raps are more about like real life issues and stuff like that. And like that's like I feel like that's such a stupid common ground to try to find with me.
You have a girlfriend?
Nah, man, really, no. Just really bad luck with girls.
Yeah, that's what you said. So what do you do? You got like a bunch of, I mean, how often you banging new chicks? All the time or what?
Yeah.
I mean, you signed a record label. I'm assuming that's got to come with a certain amount of trim with it.
I just have I have no game. So really,
stop it. Please, don't be modest.
I did not at all. At Barley House, you know what's crazy? At Barley House, I knew I could, I was like 100% confident in myself that I couldn't get any of those girls. So that's why I got so wasted. Because I'm just going to get so wasted that it wouldn't even matter.
And then did you actually get any girls though?
No.
No, you didn't.
I woke up in my shoes and my whole outfit and in the same position I fell into bed in. I woke up, I was still drunk. I said, how did I get home? I woke up, there's blood all over my bed, blood on my back, my thumb's busted, I broke the stitches in my mouth. I have a fat hip. I have a cut on the inside of my hand. I had a scraped forehead, and I had a busted lip. And I have no clue.
This guy sounds like me. I do Roverfest and I go home empty-handed after Roverfest. I get the 15,000 people out there and still can't get laid. It's crazy.
It sucks.
So you tell me, well, you're knocking girls up here and there though. So at least we know you're getting some action.
I have sex a lot. I definitely have sex a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, these were like, I have sex with like girls who are like hardcore fans. Man, I don't really like to mess with girls who like aren't like, don't have like lace-up tattoos or aren't like whatever.
Really? So only hardcore fans?
Yeah.
See
sure.
that? Wow. All right. I was thinking a lot of guys. I would think it would be the opposite, that they don't want.
No, those guys, those are like the only people that understand me. So it's kind of like that's all I do. And then I just, like I said, I have no game. So I don't know what to say to those girls at Boggy House. Like, what do I like? Like.
Let me go to a couple of people I want to talk to. Machine Gun Kelly on the phone real quick. 1-866-YO-ROVER. Let's go to Nick. You're on with Machine Gun Kelly. Go ahead, Nick.
Yo, lace up.
Lace up.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Dude, I'm so good. Why are you up so early?
Oh, dude, because I work at like 6:30 in the morning every day. I'm listening to Rover every day.
That's what's up, man. Well,
Thank you, Nick.
For sure.
Well, man, I'm an up and coming artist, man. My name's Ninja Kick Nick, man, and I wanna ask some advice, maybe how to get a step ahead of everybody else. I mean, I'm gonna try to perform every show that I possibly can, and I'm just working as hard as I can, man.
I'll let MGK give you some advice, but my advice would be come up with a new name, because Ninja Kick Nick. I just can't imagine people like, hey, what show are you going to? Ninja Kick Nick. I just don't know if I see people saying that.
Dude, I know that. I don't want to be like this super popular rapper, man. That don't matter to me, man. I love the music. The money don't matter. I don't care about the money.
Nick, what do you say to this guy? What advice do you have for him?
Well, Nick's on the phone. I'm Machine Gun.
Oh,
yeah.
Did I ask you? Sorry, Machine Gun. What do you? You have no advice for him.
No. I definitely do. I mean, like, it's just
Keep performing. What should he do? Keep writing.
I think you got to find that one lane. Like I took like my lane. The reason why I got popular was because I went to I did like a contest like with a few kids that did know who I was. I was like, which one of you guys want me to come to your high school more? And like it started out with like I would come to the high school and I would hand the CDs out and it'd be like 5 kids at the first one. Then I would go to another one and be 10 kids, and like by the time I went to St. Ignatius, it'd be like 30 kids. And by the time I went to Menor, it was like 150 kids, and the police knew my name because there was so much disturbance going on. And so, that was how I did that. And then I also got really personal on YouTube and let like personal videos out and stuff like that. And that was like my lane. So it was like I was like the voice of the voiceless kids. So
people probably think that you get a record label, it's easy. But you probably did a lot of legwork.
Oh,
I mean,
man,
this was a lot of hard work.
Well, we still haven't pushed the button on the record label yet, so we still haven't really used them at all.
Yeah.
We're pushing records radio and we're just going off of ours.
I mean, you're schlepping around to high schools for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a glamorous sort of thing in the beginning, I'm sure. Mike, you're on Rover's Morning Glory. Go ahead, Mike. Mike, go ahead.
Machine Gun Kelly, yo.
What up?
Hey, how do you feel about Michael Stanley Band?
The Michael Stanley Band. All right.
It's like
some
old
classic rock guy. Yeah. All right.
What does that have to do with?
That's a dumb question. Clyde, good morning. You're on with me. Sorry, Machine Gun. I guess my audience are incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Clyde.
Hey, what's up, COY, bro?
Arbe, what's happening, man?
Lace up, Kel.
Lace up, dude.
Just wanted to tell you, keep doing your thing, and it's good to see somebody from Cleveland putting it down, man, because there's not enough artists from Cleveland that get national recognition, and I just wanted to tell you, keep doing your thing and respect you, and gonna follow you throughout your career and see you shine, man. You are
very loyal audience here in town.
Sick, man. Thank you so much.
Where did this lace up come from?
I bought my manager a pair of shoes before my first mixtape came out for Christmas, and I was like, this mixtape's gonna change our life. Love you, Ashley. And I said, P.S. lace up, like get ready for the ride, and it was like, I ended up saying it on the mixtape, like it's a skit, and then I would be on the street, like at Speedway, and like some kids would see me and they'd be like, lace up, cuz. And we just ran with it, dude. And then all of a sudden, like everyone just started getting tattoos. I named my next mixtape after it, and now it's like it's a cult following, so it's ridiculous.
Sarah, you're on Rover's Morning Glory with Machine Gun Kelly. Hey.
Well, after listening to the interview, I guess the first thing I should say is I am a hardcore fan.
Yes.
Oh, she's trying to get some MGK DI blank K.
But my reason for calling is I think MGK should perform next year for Rover Fest.
I agree. 100% agree.
I tried to do it this year. You were too rich for my blood, man.
No. We were doing it for free. I don't know what happened.
Oh, I don't know.
We did. Yeah, we were out of town. I was 100% doing that because me and EB were going to do a set. I was doing it for free at the Rover Fest.
Yeah, I was trying to get that done. All right, next year. We're going to lock you in for next year.
We have to. We were just watching it, man. We got to do it. I mean, I just want to. I think we're doing all Cleveland shows for free now. So like.
Yeah, that's a crazy
awesome.
show.
So I think that's how I want to do it, man. I just really like. I mean, at the end of the day, I know it's all goofy and stuff like that. Like we've been goofing around. So I just want to thank you guys for having me on. I just went to have on a rock station to hear Cleveland playing and like to have a rapper even on here and stuff like that. I think it's like this hasn't really been done before, and I think it's really cool that Cleveland is like. I mean, it's cool to me. Like all the Browns reached out to me and the Indians and those guys. So I mean, if we could just over the next year just keep that bond going whenever we see each other out or if there's an event that I could come through and get wasted.
You throw some women my way, I'll throw some women your way. Disaster.
I'm looking at Dieter. I feel like Dieter is underrated with the. I feel like this dude is like the poster boy for getting like Boggy House girls.
Dieter says he is the way. Well, amongst the top 5 best looking guys in the state.
Well, he's a Greg. He's coming to me for advice. He'll be my protege. I'll teach him.
Disaster. Go ahead.
Yo, good morning, guys.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Machine Gun?
What's up, dude?
Quick question. I got 2 quick questions. One is, I've been an artist on the scene since like 1996. I'm probably one of the livest MCs in Cleveland, and I'm just wondering, like, why is it so hard for like very talented artists to be able to find these slivers of gold and these silver clouds that you seem to have found in such a short amount of time?
I think it's just because I approached it like the underdog way, so it's kind of like everyone wanted to see us win as opposed to like coming out and being like I'm the king of Cleveland, I'm the best of blah, 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 instead of that. So I think like everyone was just kind of like, wow, this kid just wanted to chase a dream, and everyone just kind of was just like, I want to see this kid win. So I think we just approached it on a really humble tip, and they rolled with it.
Absolutely. All right, now my second question is this. I'm a really big fan of MCs, like, kind of displaying their talents. I kind of wonder if you can, like, give Rover maybe a little bit of something, freestyle, whatever, and I'll drop a little something, too.
Okay, well, the only thing is that, like, I just had surgery on my mouth, so, like, that's why I keep talking, like, mumbling, because it's like...
That's funny because I'm sick. I'm actually sick today. So we both have a handicap.
So you're even. Oh, all right.
Right. So
what are you trying? Are you trying to instigate some sort of rap-off disaster?
No, not at all. I like the fact that it's much respect because I'm also an artist myself. I do the comedy, I do the rap, I do a lot of different things. I would like for this guy to.
He's multi-talented. Yeah.
Just give me a little something.
No, but I'm just saying, if you understood the pain and in my mouth with the broken stitches from the Barley House endeavor the other night, you would probably not want. You probably would not.
What happened? How'd you get these stitches in your lip? You don't even remember or what?
No, I got the stitches. Well, I had a surgery on my mouth, but like I just broke every rule by doing the Barley House thing, I don't know if you heard about it. I downed the whole Ciroc bottle and during one song.
No, I did not hear about that. You downed a whole bottle of what?
Ciroc.
The wine.
Ciroc, no, it's vodka.
Of Ciroc?
It's
Diddy,
vodka. Yeah, it's Diddy's drink.
Oh, Diddy has. Well,
that's really stupid.
Yeah, and that's all it was, and it was just like, I walked in and like I was nervous because it was a whole different crowd. The Barley House crowd is intimidating me just because it's like it's like an older crowd. There's a lot of hot girls that probably don't know who I am, and I was hosting this party, so I walked in, I was like, EV, play a song that I can get, I can do this too, and I stood on top of the table.
You take a bottle of vodka and you drink the entire thing right there.
Yeah, and it was
no wonder you passed out.
And so the owner was like, I've never seen that done before. I didn't know it was possible, and he did.
No wonder you didn't get laid. This guy couldn't even get it up for the next week.
No.
Well, listen, man, I wish you the best of luck. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Check that bank account every now and then. Make sure people aren't deducting things they shouldn't be deducting. Remember what happened with Dane Cook?
Oh, his brother.
Dane Cook had his brother as his manager.
Oh, don't go there.
Stole millions of dollars from him. Yeah, had to sue him, and he got sent to prison. Dane Cook's brother. Was it his brother or brother-in-law?
Maybe.
Brother-in-law or something.
Oh, that makes sense. What's funny? I just had a brother-in-law text me the other day, and I have no sister to even have a brother-in-law too.
So you have no brothers or sisters? You're an only child?
Only child, yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm curious to see if you ever patch things up with your mother too.
Yeah, I think we will. Maybe for the documentary we'll make that.
That
happen.
would make a good documentary. You go to her house. Where's she living these days? Do you have any idea?
No, I would. I don't even know where I would start with getting in contact with her. Maybe I'll just go on like MTV and be like, "Yo, mom."
Machine Gun Kelly, what's your website?
MGKLaceUp.com. It's pretty cool.
All right.
Twitter, I'm like, man, I don't even know if I want to tell you to follow, because I feel like some people, like, if you're just mad at, like, ignorant Twitters and stuff, like, you just don't want to follow me. So I say what's on my mind, you know? It's Machine Gun Kelly. Just add Machine Gun Kelly. But,
Machine Gun Kelly on Twitter. It's a stream of consciousness. You just tweet whatever.
You know, like, I feel
you ever had to go back and delete something? Like, is this your manager? Is that Ashley back there? Does she ever, like, the way she was, like, waving her arms, like, don't talk about all the drugs that you do? Does she ever go on Twitter and go, you got to delete this tweet?
Yeah, she's like, she wants me to be a Nickelodeon star. So I'm like, with the name like Machine Gun Kelly, we already just went too deep in the game with that.
And the 500 tattoos that you have, I don't know if you fit in with the Nickelodeon thing.
Yeah, you know, like, I mean, like, my thing is, like, I will mature one day, but I want the world to see me for me when I first come out. You know, like, I want you guys to be able to be like, man, I remember when MGK was just so wild and blah, blah, blah. I'm proud to see that he grew up. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, like, I'm 21, dude. Like, I'll mature when I'm 25.
Listen, man, 21's a great age. It's the best age. Mm-hmm. You're going to love, I mean, look, you got the whole, the world in the palm of your hand. Don't screw anything up, man.
I won't.
All right. Machine Gun Kelly, MGKLaceUp.com is his website. And you're going to put the record out when?
We have the Rage Pack, which is my project that I'm independently putting out, and it's ridiculous. And
the Rage Pack? What is that?
It's a CD, but it's also a DVD with it. That's a part 2. And the DVD is sick. It's called Half Naked and Almost Famous, and it just shows. It shows everything I've been talking about. Like here, it just shows like an hour of just us wild on the road, and it just kind of shows a bunch of kids having fun. It's kind of a relief with all the seriousness and all this planned, like predictable stuff from all.
Do you ever do anything stupid and then you feel bad about it? Like you're saying you go wild and crazy, you're out on the road and stuff. You ever do anything that you feel bad about afterwards?
Well, we wrecked an entire Ritz hotel, so I felt pretty bad about that. Like we walked in, we peed in the waterfall in the lobby, and like just destroyed the room. I mean, I felt bad for the promoter that brought us out there, but you know, at the same time, it was like it was only right. I mean, you gotta have those stories. We're like the Motley Crue of hip hop, so you gotta. Yeah, you gotta have those. You gotta have those stories, man. Like I wouldn't be. Me
and when you're 60, it'll make for a good book.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly, thank you for coming in,
dude. Thank you so much for having me.
I've got to take a quick break.